Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are back with the Dashamsha chart, the chart of your profession. Where do not underestimate the D1 and the D9 when you are seeing the D10. So, first, always check your D1, your D9, and then jump to the D10. But today, whichever D9 or D1 you have, now please go to your D10 and check your ascendant, which is the first house, because the ascendant of the D10 gives us a very good idea of what you should explicitly do in your profession, because that D10 chart is like you are zooming inside your 10th house or the Artha houses primarily. So, therefore, in the D10 chart, you need to see the overall planets like the Lagna Lord, I mean, of the D10. You need to check where are the majority of the planets indicating which energies are more prominent. And depending on that, we decide the profession of the person, and by also seeing the talents from the D9 trines and, of course, the dashas and the external alignments from the D1 and the Bhavchali chart. But today we are going to discuss on D10. All right, so very excited for this. And yes, if you're new, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications. And if you enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up and share it with somebody who also wants to know about their D10. Somebody in your friend circle or in your family, or somebody who is undergoing some problem in career, or one who does not know what to do in profession. For them, this video could be very good, right? And for personalized horoscope readings, you can always go to my website down in the description section. God is there with you all the time. Just look to him and you will find him for sure. Now we go to the first ascendant, which is Aries. So in your D10 chart, if your Lagna is Aries, which means sign number 1 is there in the first house, well, then you are born leaders. You will thrive in independent roles, and entrepreneurship could be good for you. Okay. And you could choose careers related to defense or sports or politics, or could be management also. These careers could be favorable. Now, we will discuss about the D1 also and numerology also. Now, the good thing about you is you are a very quick decision maker, provided Mars is strong in your D1 and D10, provided. Otherwise, you could be, or if Mars is afflicted, you might have problems in making decisions in your career. But in general, if your Mars is reasonably good, also, you are a quick decision maker. So you rise very fast, but your problem is you may extinguish all your energy suddenly. So it's like you have a lot of energy, but to keep that energy going, to keep yourself going for a very long time could be difficult. Okay, so for you, it is good if you take temporary projects and then you rest, because when you work, boy, you work with like 1000% intensity. I know that Aries Lagna D10. Okay, so event management planning and all this could be good, like for example, you are working 2 or 3 days a week, there is like birthday or wedding or whatever, some corporate events, where you work and you give 100% and then you disappear, and then you come again after 3 to 4 days. So that also means routine repetitive work could yeah, could be okay, but may not be the best for you. You may feel bored, you may feel uninspired, you may feel it's of not much use. Okay, so if you are in a job, then you should look for a domain or a department where you can have independent authority and where you can exert your skills and your talents. Okay, now you are generally you are self-made, but you are drawn to power and competitive careers, wherever there is requirement of constant challenges, wherever you have to keep meeting targets and deadlines. That kind of career is good for you. Otherwise, you may feel you are stagnating in life. Either it's a job or business or whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so challenges should be there in your profession, and your reputation will grow if you take bold decisions. Otherwise, you will not grow. Okay, because uh, that's how you can make a mark. Now, This is true for any ascendant, but specifically for you. So don't be fearful, and don't think that you can you cannot make bold decisions. Well, in case you feel that this is not matching with you, then you have to take some courses, on assertiveness, on confidence, on leadership. So if you develop yourself that way, then you can go into these roles. Okay. And you 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 have to balance your boldness with strategic autonomy, which means you have to be strategic also. You have to know when to do what. Just knowing what to do is not important, not just important. That's not all. You have to know where, how much, with whom. So that kind of strategic knowledge you have to develop. And you can run successful startups or consultancy for farms, if your overall chart, which is the D1, the D9, and the D10, are very good. And you may at times want to take career breaks, and especially if you feel that you are not properly engaged, you may have a tendency to get angry in your workplace. So you may face career breaks also. So either you face it, if your chart is bad, which means you are not doing a particular job anymore, or you may voluntarily leave it. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, I want something else. So you might want to keep shifting jobs, from one place to the other. But most important is your energy should be channelized. Otherwise, it will get into wrong things. And for you, you have to take new initiatives. So whenever there's a new project in your company, then you should go and grab it. Whenever there is something new, anything new, technology, new domain, you should be the first one who says, yes, I'm gonna do it. All right. So it's a great placement for enthusiasm and passion in career. So take care, Aries. So now we go to Taurus. Taurus D10 Lagna. This is a great blessing to have. Why? Because planets in Taurus, to some extent, can represent blessings of Lord Shiva. Now, does it mean your Taurus is your first house in D10, so your career will always be good? There will never be problems, but does it actually mean that? Well, not necessarily, but in general, if your D1, D9, D10 is good and you have Taurus Lagna in D10, then you can understand, you are really blessed. You have done a lot of good karma in your previous lifetimes. And Taurus in general, specifically, if you see the Kalpurush Kundli, it is the second sign, right? So that means you are very steady. And second house, as you know, is by default one of the Artha houses, right? So this means you are generally good with money. You can earn money. You know where to make money from. And along with this, in your date of birth, if you have the number 5, like you are born on 5th, 14th, or 23rd, or your destiny number, which is the sum of the entire date of birth, is 5, like, for example, 17 September 1950, this the destiny number is 5, and there's another 5 in this. Or you're born on May, or 1950, or 1985, 95, whatever. So 5 is there. Either it's a basic number or destiny, or in general 5 is there. Then this will be very, very, very beneficial for you. So if you also have 5, then along with a Taurus D10 Lagna, then you can go towards finance. You can go towards banking, but you will be very steady, and you will be very gradual. You will be very methodological. You will want to keep peace at work. You will want to have good relationships, because Taurus is the Venusian energy. So you will avoid conflicts. You will want to do things by taking everybody together. You will want to do things in a way which does not hurt others. That could slow down your progress sometimes, but for the long run, that's excellent. And if in your date of birth you also have the number 6, then you might also do good in art, luxury goods, and all this, because 6 in numerology is Venus, and Taurus itself is ruled by Venus. So the Venusian energy will be very high. Okay. So you should preferably in your chart, if in your D1, D9, D10, if Venus is well placed, then you should be staying in careers which offer long-term security, consistency, and gradual growth. That will be fantastic for you. And you can become powerful investors landowners or food industry leaders also. So anything related to food is also something which you can explore. Okay, so investing is like you can go into trading or yeah, whatever, any kind of investing. Okay, in where you could become an investment banker if Mercury is also strong in your chart. You can also buy land. You can also go towards real estate if you have even eights in your date of birth, like 2 8 or 4 8s. Okay, like that. And anything to do with perfumes, hotel, food, these are things which will be very good for you. Now, one thing you need to be aware of is your reputation will build slowly, but it will be built long term, which means for you, rather than shifting from one job to other, which is the typical of Aries, uh, for you, it's recommended you stay in a job for at least like 3 to 4 years. Okay, so I'm not saying that you must stay, but if you stay and you work, it will be good. So avoid shifting companies every 1 or 2 years. Okay, so at least try to stay in a company for 3 to 4 years or 5 years, preferably. That will be good for you. So by that, you will build your reputation and it will remain long term. And for you, wealth creation can come a bit naturally. Okay, and you have to focus on adding value somehow. Okay, so maybe you see somebody is doing something, but you add some value on top of that, so by that also you can gain more money. And your if you are a businessman, you should be always building sustainable business models. Of course, everybody should do that, but specifically you. Okay, and family business, luxury brand avenues, luxury real estate, these things are also something which could be good for you. And one problem with this is you may be too stubborn and you may resist change in your profession, which can hinder you from upgrading and adapting. So also adapt with stability. That's also important. So be loyal and have long-term vision, and you will do great, Taurus. All right, take care. Now we go to Gemini. If your D10 Lagna is Gemini, this is also very good, just like Taurus. Why? Because Gemini is lorded by Mercury. Well, that's not the only reason. That is one reason. And Mercury, as you know, is the karak for the 10th house, primary karak. So this means, just like for Taurus, as I said, for you also, money is something which can naturally come to you. Now, when I say it will come to you, it does not mean you will just keep earning money without doing anything. No, I don't mean that. But it is like saying people come and ask you for advice, people come and ask you for suggestions, people consult you. So you get money basically. Okay. So you can be jack of multiple trades. So you could be strong in media, teaching, writing, marketing, or technology, anything which has to do with speaking or writing or communicating. That could be your portfolio. And for you, the best thing is you can manage multiple careers or side hustles effortlessly. Okay. And along with this, in your date of birth, if you have number 4, or you are born on like 4th, 13th, 22nd, 31st, or your destiny number, which is the sum of the entire date of birth is 4, or 4 is there either ways, then you will be very much into technology, AI, and all this. And in your date of birth, if you have 5, or your basic or destiny number is 5, then you will be very much into finances also. So depending on your date of birth and your D1 and D9, it will exactly be decided what career is good for you. So now, you are a person whose career can be a bit similar to Aries Lagna. Okay, Aries D10. It's a bit different though. For Aries, as I said, they can start one thing and get exhausted. But for you, how it works is you can do things where you don't need too much effort, but you do like 2 3 things parallelly. Okay, so it's like that. So rather than having one full-time job, for you it would be good if you have like 2 or 3 part-time jobs, like that. Of course, 3 part-time jobs is not easy, but 2 may be possible. Or maybe you have a low grade, low profile job, which means you have a job which pays you your bills, but on the side you have another side hustle which will pay you, which will pay you for your savings, investing, and all this. Okay, so that is how it should be ideally. So for you, it's best if you have at least 2 jobs. or as I said, one job, one side hustle, or one job, one parallel business, something like that. So you will thrive in communication based roles wherever public speaking is required, journalism is required, consulting is required. So for you, it is imperative you have a social media presence. So have a YouTube channel or a LinkedIn page, or make reels in Instagram, either ways. And your reputation will depend on your intellectual sharpness. So how people will judge you is how well you are able to articulate your point, and and how well you are able to adapt to different things. So that is how people are going to judge you. And business ventures could be very good for you in the digital realm, like digital marketing, freelancing, social media marketing, or whatever it is, like anything where you have to spread the word out to other people. And your wealth will come from networking. So networking is very important for you, and networking comes naturally to you. And for you, research and all this could be good, but for you the problem is you cannot go too much into one thing, so that could be one challenge. And networking, sales, intellectualism, that is good. So you can be intellectual, you might like to read about different cultures, different languages, different traditions, and the danger is your focus may be very scattered, like okay, I am doing this. After 2 3 years you feel, oh, now I should do something else, so your success will lie in aligning passions and combining different things, like for example, you may not like to stay in IT only for next 50 years. You may not want to be a doctor, so you may be wanting to do something combining, like your medical and software, something together. Okay, so your words are very powerful, and your strategy is important, and you are a very fast thinker, Gemini. All right, this is a great placement. Take care. Now we go to Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? If you have Cancer Lagna in your D10 chart, this is very good for certain areas. Can be challenging in general, but is very good for certain areas. So let's discuss which areas this could be good or bad. So now you have a very strong intuition when it comes to certain things in life, right? Like for example, you have a professional intuition. What does this mean? It means you can you can exactly know where the problem is, even without seeing the data, or even without seeing details. You can get to know who is screwing it up, and who can redo it. Okay, so therefore for you it is imperative that you stay in some kind of work where there is need of very strong intuition. So this means you can do good in healing, or you can do good in hospitality, like you have a hotel or you have a restaurant where you see the faces of people, and you are like, okay, they are not liking the food, or maybe they are liking the food, or whatever it is, right? So hospitality is very important, or any kind of HR roles, they are also very important for you. And for you, money would be important, but for you the most important thing is to have a emotionally fulfilling career. Now I'm very careful with my words. When I say emotionally fulfilling career, I don't mean a career where you are just feeling good and doing nothing. I don't mean that. I mean to say, for you the best career would be where you get live feedback from people, because for you validation is very important. And in your date of birth, if you have too many twos, like for example you are born on February, or you are born 1972, 82, 92, or you are born on 2nd, or you are born on 11th. So either ways, the more the two. So if you have like two twos like 2nd February, or three twos like 2nd February 1962, or four twos, okay, maybe whatever. Okay, 22nd February 1972. Okay, so it's like too many twos are there. So two is the number of moon in numerology. And moon is also your Navamsha Lagna's lord, Dashamsha Lagna's lord, right? Cancer Lagna. So now, therefore, if you also have to marry too, so being a nurse or a doctor or hotel, restaurant, and all this, like healing, spa, um, therapy, psychiatry, all these things could be very good for you. And you can lead NGOs or family run enterprises or wellness ventures. So why NGO? Because there you are fighting or you are working for a cause rather than too much about money, right? So for you in your business or in your job, your empathy, care, and emotional leadership, that will be very important. If you don't have this, then so for you in your job, it is very important that people see you as a role model for where they can come and share their difficulties with you. It's like a motherly energy. That's very important. Okay. And for you, you may obtain success through real estate or food industry, as we discussed already, or something to do with your family. So, family lineage, you may be very much attached to your mother or your maternal side, or you may be involved with something related to your mother. Okay, some business. So, if you have a family business or any opportunity from that side, well, you should capitalize on it. And you can also have careers in astrology, in Ayurveda, or education or caregiving. Okay, like old age home, orphans, and all this. So that could be very good for you. And when you become more powerful, you have to understand that you have to use this power in the right way, because with this there is one problem: you may tend to misuse your power. Okay, so power comes when they will align with your heart. So think from your heart, also think from your brain, your intellect, but also think from your heart. Okay, very, very, very important. So self-employment may be good. Working independently is also not bad for you. But at times, if you feel lost, you should approach a guide, a guru, or a counselor who can help you. All right. And don't let your emotions overpower you in your professional life. All right. Cancer, take care. Now we go to Leo Lagna. If your Dashamsha Lagna is Leo, what does this mean? This means you are born to shine. Now, will you shine or not? That the chart will tell, right? So you might have this desire within, like, you that yes, in my career I want to do something big. I want to take a enterprise from a national level to an international level. So I want to do things which are in relation to leadership or politics, or could be entertainment also, or education also, but primarily leadership and politics. Okay, and you will have a great desire for fame, recognition, influence through your work. Now, in your D1 chart, if Sun and Mars are very powerful, then you will, and your 10th house and your 11th house and your Lagna are very powerful, then also you will be able to do a lot in your profession. You will become very famous. So you can excel as the CEO or motivational figure or figures, or high ranking officials, like IAS officer, IPS officer, IRS officer, or diplomats, bureaucrats, like any, or as judge, lawyer, or like very high position like judges of the Supreme Court, because you have the power to take a decision by seeing everything. Okay, like you can see, okay, who this person has this grudge against somebody, the other party, who is right, what does the law say. So you see both the play persons and you also see the law, and then you can give a decision. So for you, being a judge, it could be a very good option. Politics is something which comes to you naturally. You may have this desire, like, I want to do something big for my country, at a very big level. So you will have in general, you might have a good reputation at work, because you are responsible and you do things on time. But you need to be careful, because with this, you might, just like Cancer, I will also tell for you, you might have a tendency to, yeah, to bully somebody, or, like, tell somebody, who are you? You are nobody. I'm gonna tell you what to do, what not to do. Okay, so So don't overexert yourself, don't like misuse your power, and don't be too egoistic, don't be too arrogant, don't be full of attitude, don't be puffed up like a balloon. So take others' opinions and also give your opinions, but most importantly, deal with respect. And for you, building a personal brand or building an empire is very good. It could be very easy because you are a very strong person when it comes to profession. You are very much motivated. You are very ambitious. You like to do like big things. Like if I say in Hindi, like "दुनिया हिला देंगे." हिला पाएंगे कि नहीं, that will depend on your chart. So I want to shake the whole world, but will I be able to shake it or not? That will depend on my chart, right? So for you, integrity is very important because Surya is the Lord. So be true to yourself, be true to the organization, to others, to your clients, to your colleagues, and have a vision. For you, most important thing is to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you will perish actually. And please try to avoid arrogant behavior at work and try to nurture humility, and that will give you long term growth. And for you, you like to be competitive, or you may want to destroy your opponents, or you would want to surpass everybody. I'm like the shining star, I'm like the pole star. Okay. Now, so you may love to be the authority. The one danger with this is at your workplace, people may feel you are boasting too much, or you are speaking too much about yourself. So in case you have that habit, then please try to also listen to others, okay? Because you may have this thing where you are going on speaking without realizing how much time others are giving you, and when they are opening their mouth, you are least bothered. You're looking at your mobile, or because you think you have this narcissistic energy where you think, oh, I am the only important person and nobody else matters, okay? So if you have this, then try to reduce it. But in general, this is a great time, great opportunity for you in this life to extend your power. All right. So work hard and you will be very famous. Take care, you. Now we go to Virgo. So Virgo Lagna in your Dashamsha chart. This is a great Lagna. This is like Gemini and Taurus. This is very good actually. Why do I say this? Because Virgo is again another Artha house. It is originally the sixth sign, right? And we know the second, sixth, 10th, these are Artha houses. So Virgo has the sixth house energy. So therefore, you are a perfectionist in your career. Now, you to what extent are you a perfectionist? That will depend on how Mercury is placed in your chart. Like for example, if in your date of birth you have 5, or your basic number or your destiny number is 5, then you may be very good with finances, or a career in finances or mathematics research. But along with 5, if you have number 7, then you will have these ultra perfectionistic traits. Okay, you love perfection, you love precision and service. Like you are born on 7 July, for example. So you have two sevens, okay, or you are born in 1977, or suppose 7 July 1977. Wow, what a date of birth. So more the 7, the more the detailing, more the precision. Okay. And for you, the best thing is you, or rather, this is something which may be expected out of you, is that you know things in and out, which means you should be able to answer any question. So suppose you are going to a meeting, people may ask you like all sorts of questions. Hey, mister, do you know this? Do you know that? Okay. And then what happens is, oh, yeah, people, if you can't answer, people will be like, oh, you don't know this topic. All right. So you should know every bit of detail. Like in Hindi, we say, right? Bal ki khal nikala, something like that. Okay. So you should be completely, nobody can be 100% knowledgeable, but at least 99%. So you should, so In your career, you should always prepare for adversities in the sense, okay, you are going to do your presentation, you should make a list. Okay, when I'm giving this presentation, what kind of questions can come? Because Virgo is originally the sixth sign, right? And sixth house, remember, is disputes, opposition, criticism, and all this. Okay, so if you are not professional, you may get a lot of criticism at your work. Okay, so this is something you need to be aware of. And for you, you need to do good. You can do good in healthcare, in analytics, administration, research, law, anything which has a lot of rules and regulations, and coding also could be very good for you. And you should be known for your discipline, and you can become key problem solvers. Okay, so you are like a task master, you are a solution master basically. So people should be able to come to you for a problem with their problems, and you should be able to offer them some real practical solutions. That's very important. And you could excel in consulting, in government services also, and in alternative medicine. Because why medicine and ayurveda? Because sixth house is also diseases, right? And your wealth will come through systematic planning and detail, attention to detail. So if you are doing something, you should do it in a way which nobody else has done. Okay, and you should do it in a way that people actually feel they've got value out of your work. And you should always think of worst case situation. Like for example, if you have your own website, you should think of, okay, what could be what are some of the things which people could be inquiring in my website. So the FAQ section is important for you. And intellect and accuracy is very important for you. So depending on your chart, if Jupiter is prominent, you can do good as a teacher also. So any profession is good for you in general. Okay, but you should focus and you should give attention. And your reputation will grow only if you are able to do things with precision and with modesty, without becoming very proud and arrogant. All right, so focus on a particular niche and develop skill sets and build everything gradually. You will do great. All right, Virgo, take care. Now we go to Libra Lagna in your D10 chart. Is this good or this is bad? Well, Libra is generally, or actually it is, the debilitation sign of the sun. So sun does not do very good here, but Mercury does good. So sun and Mercury both are karakas of the 10th house. So what is the challenge? What are good things? What are bad things for this? Well, number one, for you, you will thrive in careers where you need to have a balance. You means not you personally, you need balance, but you need to have, you need to work in a way that provides balance to others. Okay, that is very important. So you can work in, like law, where you are making a you are settling a particular dispute. So lawyers, judges, these things, these kind of professions could be good for you. Diplomacy, like becoming a diplomat, that could be the best thing for you. And also Venus is involved. So in your date of birth, if you have 6 or your basic number or destiny number is 6, then you can also go towards fashion, luxury. And if you also have Venus in trines, so 159 of your D9, which is your Navamsha chart, the D9 trines will tell you talents. Okay, they will be very good basically. And for you, sales is very good. Like, you will do very good in client facing roles, like, PR, sales, or business negotiations. Why? Because when you are negotiating, what is happening? You are here and the other person is there. So now you have to build a consensus. So that is why it is very good. Okay. So any kind of role where there is involvement of any kind of negotiation, that is perfect for you. So you can do, like dealing, licensing, and all this contract based jobs, where you are like acting like a via mediator. That could be perfect for you. And if you have number 6 also in your date of birth, as I said, basic or destiny or 6 is either ways. Then you can be involved with, event management, interior design, or partnerships. And for you, your profession in general should be a thing which you enjoy in general. Okay, I mean, by enjoy, I don't mean, you are just drinking and smoking and, having party. I don't mean that. Or I don't mean you should go and, join Bollywood. I'm not saying that. But for you, your work should be a bit relaxed. Okay, it should be like, okay, I'm coming to the office, I'm doing. It should not be like, too much rigid. There are like too many rules and regulations, and you are feeling like kind of choked up, because your Lagna lord is Venus, right? So Venus is I would say it's a free flowing planet, which means it likes to do things when, there is like things are nice. Okay. So, careers like, like army, police, and, like very, very, very difficult jobs, like too much research oriented things, they are not recommended for you. But again, it depends on your chart, what is going on. All right. So, interior design is very good for you. You can do business partnerships, you can do collaborations, they can be excellent for you. And you have a good aesthetic sense by default, and you are you want fairness. You don't like extremities. You like modernism. You like to be a moderate within your profession, especially. So your situation is like, you you want good for you yourself, but you also want good for others. Okay, so any work where you have to play the middleman, like wedding, you could be like a person who, arranges wedding for other people. Okay, so, or as I said, licensing contracts where you bring two parties together, that could be very good for you. So wherever there is balance required, or wherever there is refinement required, like refining an existing thing, or to tactfully present it to somebody, these things are very good. Okay. And luxury real estate, if in your chart Saturn, Mars is good, then real estate. So for you, luxury real estate. And you may find success in joint ventures or creative collaborations. Collaboration, it's YouTube or offline, online, either ways. And you can be very good as a moderator and as a kingmaker, actually. Okay. So your wealth will grow uh, when your business has a sense of aesthetic value to it. All right, Libra, great. Take care. Now we go to Scorpio. Scorpio Lagna in your D10. Oof. I know what you have heard in social media. Whichever what is that divisional chart is Scorpio or Aquarius, that area of life is finished. Have you heard this? I mean, every other day people keep telling this to me in comments. Oh, my, D10 is Scorpio, my career is gone, my D1 is Scorpio, my whole life is gone. Well, this is complete nonsense. None of that is true. Now, this could mean that if your D10 Lagna is Scorpio, it could mean that your career has some unpredictability. But just because it is Scorpio, Dashamsha, and it is gone, your career is ruined, that is not correct. Okay, so I'm spending a lot of time telling this because I want you to not believe this. Okay, this misconception that is there outside. Now, for you, whatever career you are involved with, let me be very specific and categorical. You have to be in a career. We will discuss what kind of careers could be good, but in short, the career which you choose, it has to be something which you are really passionate about. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it for very long. You will be like, I don't, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, I don't believe in it, or it's maybe dull, boring, it's routine, repetitive, and I don't see myself becoming successful in this role. So, for you, a powerful career would be research, technology, or being a detective, or going underground, or space exploration, technology, anything that is unknown, that could be very good for you. So along with research, you can also go towards healing, psychology, psychiatry, medicine, or at times, military and all this could also be good for you. Finance, still okay, but not too recommended. Occult feels perfect for you. Now, I'm not saying if you are a software engineer, you leave your job and you become an astrologer. Okay, I'm not saying that, but you could learn astrology and become a professional astrologer on side. Okay, you may not do it full time, but it could be like a part of your portfolio. That's very good. And you will excel wherever there is intensity, wherever there is some secrecy involved, like what is that? Secret service. Secret service, right? US president. And wherever there is transformation required. So please understand, your career will require constant upgradation and constant transformation. And if you don't do it, you will see that your career is stuck. You are not able to move ahead. You are not happy, and nobody knows if you will be the right person for the job. All right. So constant learning, constant upgradation, constant improvement, these are the mantras for you. So if you want to be successful long term, you have to keep learning constantly, keep doing research, keep trying to see what new things are available, what is that which has never been done, like innovation, some kind of massive invention, some technology or AI or drones, robotics, all these things could be very good for you. And you could be good as a strategist and as a detective, as I said already. And at times you may feel lost in your career because you may feel, I don't know what to do. I thought I will do this 20 years back, but now you don't have interest. So do something new, upgrade yourself, and don't curse yourself. All right. So there could be downfalls in your profession if dasha is bad. But that downfall is not like you lose everything. It's like, you become hopeless about your work. So it means you need to change something. And if you are an entrepreneur, then staying in healing or energy related work or security or technology could be very good. So Reiki is good for you. Cyber security is good. Astrology, palmistry, numerology, all these things are very good. And by default, you love to take risks, and your reputation will be built when you invent something new. All right. So Scorpio, love the depth at your work and take care. Now we go to Sagittarius. If your D10 Lagna is Sagittarius, that should I say it or you know already? Because Sagittarius, I already know it, right? I know it best. So what do I do when I know everything? I tell it to others, right? So yeah, I think we could skip to Capricorn. Thank you. So Sagittarius, I know you think you know a lot. You know it all. You know everything that ever existed before you or that will ever exist after you, right? So your career will involve, the truth or teaching or law, rules, regulations. It could also involve spirituality. So working at a spiritual organization could be good for you. Non-profit, maybe not for money. Professionally, you will do something else, but to grow professionally as a person, to develop your leadership skills, that could be a good opportunity. So you can do well in education, in religious institutions, and things which require, publishing, or wherever travel is required, wherever languages are required. So any area where you have to give something to others, where you have to pass on something, that is something which could be very good for you. And you are born mentors, coaches, or advisors. So you may love to guide people. You may love to inspire people actually. And your idealistic nature will be the cause of success or maybe troubles in your profession. So make sure you are not too idealistic, because with Sagittarius Lagna in your D10, there could be a problem where you are doing things, but it is a bit like, oh, it has always been done like this, so I need to do it. So you are very good at following the tradition, which is very good. You are good at following people who are already successful. But at the same time, you need to understand that you have to also upgrade yourself. So learn from others, learn from your superiors, seniors, your gurus, your coaches, your advisors, mentors, counselors, but also add some touch of individuality into it. If you don't do that, then what will happen is people will feel that what you are saying is already there in other places, and it is not something which is very unique. Now, in your date of birth, if you have number 3 or your basic number or your destiny number is 3, then your ability to go into leadership positions within a school, college, or university will be very good. And if you also have number 1 in your date of birth, so you can do good as a head of a institution, like principal or vice principal or vice chancellor, something like that. And for you, you could work very well as an independent consultant, and your entrepreneurship should be spiritual in nature, which means your work should not be just about work. It should be related to something which actually makes other people better. Now you may argue, oh yeah, what's wrong with just entrepreneurship and money? Because if I help others make money, that is also improving other people's lives, right? Well, that is not wrong. But just because somebody has money, it is not a guarantee that they are improving themselves. Okay, so there are two things. Like, one is they are improving their life, which means the externals, or they are just getting more money and just stacking it in the bank, or whatever it could be. But for you, along with money, you need to also give inputs where they can upgrade themselves as a human. So that's very important, very important for you. And being a visionary is very important. Trying to foresee the future is important for you. Okay, and you you should aspire for wisdom and not too much knowledge. Like, you should be able to summarize things. Okay, I read this book. What does this book say at the end? How can I apply this to my life? All right. And your actions should be based out of dharma and out of integrity and compassion. That will make you very successful. All right, Sagittarius, take care. Now we go to Capricorn. So Capricorn Lagna in your Dashamsha chart, D10 chart. This can be great, but can also be very difficult. Now see, Capricorn is lorded by Saturn. So in general, you may feel that you are not progressing that much in your career initially. So this is something which I also said for Taurus ascendants. For D10, I said that if your Lagna is Taurus in D10, it is recommended you stay at a company for at least 4 to 5 years before making the switch. So I will say the same to you. For you, maybe 10 years is even better actually. But nonetheless, at least 2 to 3 years is like minimum. 3 to 4 5 years is recommended. So you may be very ambitious or you may be very lazy also. So depending on how Saturn is in your D1, D9, D10, it will be decided. Okay. But you have to rise through hard work, and you have to rise through structure, perseverance. So you can excel in corporate leadership roles, like management roles, where you have to plan a lot for a lot of people actually. So planning, structure, management, strategy, authority, all these things are very good for you. Now, Along with this, politics could be good for you, and any kind of engineering or anything to do with something which is, under the ground, like, oil, coal, all these things, these kind of industries also could be good for you. Most important for you in your profession is to know architecture. So if you are into IT, then please study software architecture properly. I'm not talking of that subject in BTech, like there's a subject, right? I don't know which year it was, second or third, maybe third year, software architecture. But you have to know it, knowing literally, you have to know best practices. Your focus should be on building systems to optimize things. Your focus should not be too much on the front side, like, front end development, marketing, sales, PR, all these things. Not so much. Your focus should be on the back end. Like, how will I build this system? How am I going to deliver the results at the end? So for you, you should focus primarily on the worst case scenarios. Like when you are coding something, you always have exception handling, right? Or error handling, all these things, best practices, software, or it's, medical or whatever, law. So try to build a system which delivers the result at the end. It may not be the most perfect result, or it may not, the world's best system, something like that. But you should aim and you should aspire to build a system which does the fundamentals. So for you, sorting out the fundamentals is the most important thing. So your reputation will grow with your age and experience. It will grow slowly, but it will grow. And you have to play the long game, my dear sir, my dear madam. Don't aim for quick benefits. It will not work for you. Even if it works, it may be very temporary. And you you can do good in areas of real estate, of logistics, because there is system structure and also infrastructure, very good, like, making roads or buildings and all these things, excellent for you. Architecture, like, making architecture of the house, perfect actually, or any kind of architecture, as I said before. So you will accumulate wealth, but it will happen gradually. Okay. And you can lead government institutions or government bodies. For this, you also need a strong son actually. And you can be self-employed, but for you, being an employee is also not bad, or being a manager and all that is also good for you. Okay. And you may have this tendency, okay, rather than me doing something of my own, I will blend into something which has already been built, like a good company or something like that. That's also fine. So long term planning is required, discipline is required, and power will also come to you when you blend it with ambition and integrity and hard work and discipline and honesty. All right. So work hard, Capricorn, and you'll be successful. Don't worry. Take care. Now we go to Aquarius. So Aquarius Lagna in your D10. This is a fantastic Lagna. Actually, contrary to what you have heard, I know I said this for Scorpio. Also, I know you have seen videos in YouTube where, like, okay, I have Capricorn, I have Scorpio or Aquarius Lagna in this particular divisional chart, which is D10 in this case. And that is why you are watching this video. Oh, my career is over, right? Because these two Lagnas are very bad for divisional charts. Well, none of that is true, fortunately. And in fact, for your profession, to have Aquarius is actually fantastic. It is great because what happens is you are an innovator by choice or by blood. So you know how to get things done. So you like to invent things. So for you, you can excel in innovation in AI, technology, social reform, or humanitarian ventures. You can also do good in areas of startup, research, space science. You can do great in astrology. You can do great in social media platforms. You can also thrive where you need to work for a collective benefit, like politics is something which also could be good for you. And you can work good in team led structures. So if there is a structure where you have to lead with a team, or you are under the guidance of a team where there are multiple people involved, so that could be very good for you. And you can create something out of the blue, like a unique business model that can serve the society. And along with this, Aquarius D10 Lagna, if you have 7 in your date of birth, which means your basic number or destiny number is 7, or 7 is there anywhere else, then also you will have great research ability. You will have great ability to understand what is actually good for you. Okay. What is good for the world, what is good for the universe. And then that will also make you very eccentric, and you will have non-traditional, or you could have futuristic careers. Like at the moment you could be interested in space exploration, or electric vehicles, or drones, or robotics. All these things could be very enchanting to you. And you should also go and do things which challenge you a bit, because you may be very bored with routine repetitive work. So for you, you are like a person who likes to read, likes to gain knowledge, but at the same time you are a person who likes to implement things also. So if you feel that you you are at a place where you feel you are stagnant in your career, then it essentially means you are not innovating, you are not actually doing anything new, you are not upgrading yourself. So constant upgradation is good for you. And for you, your reputation will increase if you become like a visionary. So you can give a vision, okay, next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So suppose you are doing hiring, you have your company. So you should give your employees, or your candidates who can become your potential employees, you should give them a vision. Okay, if you stay with me, after 10 years this will happen, after 20 years this will happen. Okay. But for that you must have the vision yourself, right? So networking is also very important for you. And your wealth may come from a bit of unconventional sources, or technology related avenues also. So for you, it's a great opportunity to become a tech entrepreneur, AI entrepreneur, science, mathematics. It could be anything, physics, chemistry, biology, anything to do with fundamentals, like where there are systems which show repetitive behavior. That could be very good for you. And you might have a tendency to disrupt things. So you are a very good disruptor also, or you can become one. Like, there is a system, you break it and you do something of your own. All right. So that's fantastic. But along with being a disruptor, trying not to copy and imitate others. All right. So Aquarius Lagna, D10, this is fantastic. Use it to do all the good things for yourself, the world, and for society, and it will benefit you. All right. Take care. Last but not the least, we go to Pisces. So your D10 Lagna is Pisces. Very, very, very. This, in my opinion, is the best Lagna to have in your D10 chart. Why? Because what does Shri Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? He says, do your actions, do your karma, but don't be too attached to the results. And at the same time, don't be attached to not doing your duty. But certainly, he says, don't be attached, right? Don't think you are the controller. So, for you, you can utilize this principle in your career in any area. Doesn't matter, you are a surgeon, you are a doctor, you are astrologer, you are software engineer, you are finance expert, does not matter. The only thing matters is you should be able to be detached from your career. That's number one. Number two is, you can succeed in general in spiritual careers, like or creativity related work, or healing careers where healing is required, like Ayurveda, astrology, psychiatry, psychology, Reiki, meditation, all these things are very good for you. And you can also thrive in film or music or art or anything to do with oceans. Okay. Spiritual consulting is very good for you because you can understand people. Your vibe is very good. You know? Your intuition is very good. So you can exactly know where the problem is, what is going on. So you can excel in non-profit work, working with NGOs. You can work in Ayurveda or meditation-based businesses. That could also be very good for you. And for you, more than logic, intuition and compassion is important. This is a bit similar to Cancer, but this is more at a higher level. Okay, it's not mundane compassion. Oh, just keep giving, just keep giving solace. It's not like that. It is like, okay, I sympathize with you, I empathize with you, but now, hey, Mister or Miss or Mrs. whatever, you need to do this. Okay, so you have that Jupiter's energy where people are comfortable in coming and revealing their secrets to you. So you should be a person who is able to keep secrets of other people. Okay, otherwise it can be breach of trust. Okay, and your reputation in the company will grow with compassion, faith, and imagination also. Like uh, your your power is that you can make everybody feel positive about themselves. Okay, so that's your superpower, Pisces. So in your company, if you are the leader or a company or a team, and if you have one person who has one of your employees or one of your subordinates or maybe one senior or boss also who has a Pisces Lagna in their detail, then you are very fortunate, because then you know that you have somebody who you can trust, and your reputation will grow if you align your career goals with service and humanity at large. Okay, so you are building a product, but it's not just for money. I'm not saying money is not there or money is not important, but it's not just money. It is also social services alike. And at times you may feel confused about your profession. You may want to take detours, but you will have profound spiritual transformations if you shift to a new career at times. And your wealth and influence will flow where you have divine inspiration. So for you, it's important you read the classics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad. When you do all this, then what happens is you will be in a position actually where you are inspired by the great characters, like the Pandavas or Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Draupadi, Kunti, our rishis, our ancestors, and that will give you a divine perspective. So the most important thing for you, Pisces, is that you need to get rid of this idea that it's just work life. Okay, it's not work life, it is divine work. Okay, so do something which divinely benefits yourself and also divinely benefits others. All right, thank you so much. Please take care, everybody. Jai Siya Ram.